basically a tutorial on the look I am wearing right now. I don't exactly know how I'm going to call this yet, but I am using the new Zoeva Caramel Melange palette, and this is one of their newest eyeshadow palettes. It is absolutely beautiful. Look at all of these shades. So I decided to create a tutorial using this palette, and this is what I came up with. And yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this look. If you want to know how to get this look, then just keep on watching.
First, I'm applying my Catrice Prime and Prime Beautifying Primer. As always, I know it's getting repetitive and I'm sorry. Then I'm going in with my IT Cosmetics Zero Skin But Butter CC Plus Cream in Light. Again, this is one of my favorite products ever, so I decided to use it today. And of course, I'm blending it out using my damp beauty blender. Then I'm going to fill in my eyebrows using my Colourpop brow color in the shade Taupe. And the reason why I'm doing my eyebrows first is because today I'm going to start off with the eyes, which I normally don't do. Then to set my brows in place, I use my Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel in the shade Soft Brownie Brows, again one of my favorites. And then to prime my eyelids for eyeshadow, I use my Milani Eyeshadow Primer. And then for the star of the show, I used the Zoeva Caramel Melange eyeshadow palette, and I went in with the shade Wax Paper to set that primer in place. As a transition shade, I used the shade Start Soft, which is a beautiful warm toned transition shade, and I'm going to apply a very small amount and use a super light hand. So I am applying this shade lightly into my crease, but also I'm blending it out a little bit above my crease to make sure all of the shades afterwards look nice and gradient. Then to warm up my crease and make it look a little bit darker, I use the shade Aftertaste, which is a beautiful burnt orange shade with a matte finish. Again, I am using a very small amount of this because it is an intense shade, and if you go overboard it can look too harsh. Then to darken up my outer V, I use the shade Edible Gem, and this is a beautiful, I would say purple shade, but it has a little bit of shimmer in it. But again, I'm going to apply this on my outer V, and I'm going to apply a nice amount and then blending it out using the previous blending brush. And then once I blended it out, I'm going to add a little bit more of that shade and repeat these steps until I'm happy with the intensity of my outer V. Then before going in with my lid shade, I'm going to use a little bit of the NYX Glitter Primer, and you want to do this one eye at a time so that it's nice and sticky. And then for my eyelid shade, I'm going in with the shade Liquid Center, which is the most gorgeous copper shade, and as you can see, it is super intense. I'm also using one of my newer brushes by Zoeva. I think this is the 233 Cream Shader, and this is just the perfect brush to pack on a eyeshadow like this. So then once I applied the eyelid shade, I'm going to go back in with the shade Edible Gem and make sure the outer V stays nice and dark. Then to make sure my crease was blended, I used the shade Aftertaste, which is also going to add a little bit of warmness to the look. Then to highlight my inner corners, I used the shade Almost Burnt, which is a beautiful golden shade. I'm also going to drag it a little bit on my eyelids. Then to highlight my brow bone, I used the shade Wax Paper, which I used to set that eyeshadow previously. Then I wanted to add some eyeliner, so I used my Inglot AMC Eyeliner Gel in the shade 77. Then for concealer today, I used the LA Go Pro Concealer in the shade Natural and applied it underneath my eyes, but also on the center of my face to blend everything out. And as you can see, I'm almost running out of this concealer, which is such a bummer. And then as always, I'm going to blend it out using my beauty blender and make some weird faces. Then going in with my Zoeva Contour Spectrum powder palette, I'm going to use the banana shade to set that concealer and also on the center of my face. So basically everywhere where I applied that concealer, I'm going to set it using the banana powder. Then to set the rest of my face, I use my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores pressed powder in translucent, and I'm going to press this into my skin using a kabuki brush. This one is by Real Techniques. Then I went back in with the Zoeva contour palette and I used the Cool Tone contour shade to shape out my face. Shape out my face, it sounds so weird. Then going back in with the same contour palette again. This time I'm going to use the warmer shade to blend everything out and to add some warmth and dimension to my skin. Then for blush, I use the Nude Spectrum Blush Palette by Zoeva again, and I'm going to use the shade that I showed you and apply it on my cheeks. Then for my highlight, I went back in with the Contour Spectrum palette and used the highlighting shade, but when I applied it on my skin, it looked way too warm and it had a yellow undertone, which I'm not the biggest fan of. So then I decided to go in with another highlight, and this is the Urban Decay Afterglow Powder Highlight in Sin. And this is going to tone down the warmness of the previous highlight. Then it's time to set everything in place, and for this I used my Catrice Prime and Fine Multitalent Fixing Spray. Then I decided to add a brown eyeliner to my waterline. This one is by Colourpop. It's the Crème Gel liner in the shade Mr. Pink. Then I used the shade Edible Gem again, which is the one I'm wearing on my outer V, and applied it on my lower lash line, so really close to my lower lash line. Then to make sure that it's all blended out and looks very seamless, I'm going to use the shade Start Soft, which was my transition shade. Then I noticed my eyebrows were looking a little bit wild, so I decided to use my Clear Brow Gel by ABH to tame them. Then it's time to curl my eyelashes using my Tarte eyelash curler. For mascara today, I used the Essence de False Lashes Mascara. Then it's time to top it all off, and I'm going to use the Kylie Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Malibu. So I'm going to line my lips but also fill them in using this pencil. And then on top of that lip liner, I'm going to apply the Zoeva Luxe Cream lipstick in the shade Easy Spirit, and I'm going to blend it out using my fingers, and that is the last step of this makeup tutorial.
Okay guys, so that wraps up this makeup tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it. Personally, I love this look. This eyeshadow palette is amazing. The quality is absolutely perfect. So if you enjoyed this video, then definitely give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye guys! Mwah.